All right, good morning. What's up and welcome back. Okay, today we're going to be doing, I think this is going to be part 3 of determining whether lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So this time they're giving us 4 equations for all 4 of these problems. In order to identify the slope, the equation must be in slope-intercept form, which means it has to be solved for y. And remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Once we get it in that form, m is the slope, okay? And then we'll be able to compare the slopes, all right? So we need to go ahead and do that for these equations. So for like number 25, that first equation, we have 6x plus 10y equals 20. We start off by moving the 6x to the other side, so that becomes negative 6x plus 20 on the right. And then we're going to divide everything by 10. So negative 6 tenths x plus 20 divided by 10. But when we simplify that, that becomes negative 3/5 x plus 2, okay? Mind you, this is the slope for that first equation. Now we need to do that for the second equation. We have 5x minus 3y equals 21. That's going to be negative 3y equals negative 5x plus 21, okay? Because we have to subtract 5x from both sides. When you divide everything by negative 3, you're going to end up with negative 5 divided by negative 3, and then the x plus 21 divided by negative 3, which when we take a look at this, a negative divided by a negative is really a positive, so that's positive 5/3 x minus 7. And we're only focused on the slope. Now, these slopes, they are opposite reciprocals, which means they're perpendicular, okay? Number 26. Number 26, we're going to have to put a 1 in front of these coefficients, these variables here, all right? So that's going to be 1x minus 1y equals 4. And remember, we're solving for y. So that's negative 1y equals negative 1x plus 4. Divide everybody by negative 1, okay? And when we divide everything by negative 1, that's going to become y equals negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. And positive 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. And remember, we're only focused on the slope. So let's do the next one. The second equation for number 26, which is 1x plus 1y equals positive 9. So when we move the 1x to the other side, it's going to become negative 1x plus 9, right? And then we divide everybody by positive 1, but anything divided by 1 is just itself. So we have y equals negative 1x plus 9. Once again, looking at these two slopes, negative 1 and positive 1 are the only whole number integers that are opposite reciprocals. So because they're opposite reciprocals, once again, they're perpendicular. Number 27. Number 27, first we got to start by putting the 1 in front of the x and then solve for y. So when we do that, we're going to move the 1x to the other side by subtracting it. That's going to make negative 1x plus 30. Then we're going to divide everybody by negative 5, okay? And when we do that, our final answer, when we simplify everything, negative 1 divided by negative 5 is positive 1/5, okay? So that's positive 1/5 x. Let me rewrite that. And then positive 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. But the only thing we're focused on is the slope, okay? Now the second equation, we have 10y equals 2x plus 90. The only thing we need to do here is divide everybody by 10. And then when we simplify that, that's going to make positive 1/5 x plus 9. And once again, we're only comparing the slopes. Remember, if the slopes are the same, that makes them parallel. So for number 27, the slopes are parallel. Now, for number 28, whenever you have x equals some number, the slope is always going to be undefined, okay? So for both of these equations, for this one, M is undefined. And for the second equation, M is undefined. Now, if they're both undefined, that means the slopes are the same. Undefined lines have what we call, they are vertical lines, okay? So any slope, any line that has an undefined slope is a vertical line. And once again, if the slopes are the same, then they are parallel. So number 28, those two slopes are parallel. And that will conclude this mini lesson for determining parallel, perpendicular, or neither based on the equations that they gave us. Deuces.